Lesson number 2, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. We have already started. In the last video, we already studied about the Russian revolutionaries and their opposition for the government. They have no proper food and they across the World War 1914, the First World War, and after the situation of the government and the people, what was situation occurred at that time, we have read today. The February Revolution in Petrograd, we have already told you that the Petrograd, the name changed. In winter 1970, food shortage were occurred there, heavy snowfall, heavy winter there, and the laborers were very in labor situation were danger. On 22nd February, a call of strike called, and all the laborers were on strike, and the special thing in the strikes were led by women. The strike were led by women, and after some time, this time was called the International Women's Day. Also, in the strike, official buildings were surrounded by workers, and workers, the government announced curfew in the area, and on 25th February, the government suspended the Duma. The government suspended the Duma, the main government agency, and the laborers gave a slogan: bread, wages, better hours, and democracy. This is the main slogan: bread, food, wages, labors, better hours, timing, and democracy. Government tried to control the strike, the situation, and called the cavalry again. Cavalry means soldiers again. But cavalry refused to fire on the demonstrators, on the laborers, on the oppositors. Three regiments joined it. It means the three regiments are also refused to fire on the demonstrators, and soldiers and workers gathered to form a Soviet or council. Soldiers as well as laborers formed a Soviet, and on the next day, military commanders advised all the military commanders advised Tsar to abdicate his throne, his rule, and it was followed on 2nd March. It means in the Tsar abdicated their position, and Soviet leaders and Duma leaders formed a provisional government. At this time, Soviet leaders and Duma leaders formed a provisional government at that time, and Russia's future would be decided by a constitutional assembly. संवैधानिक असेंबली से उनका भविष्य निर्धारित किया जाएगा, and elected by the on the basis of universal adult suffrage. It means वयस्क मताधिकार, चुनाव के द्वारा उनको चुना जाएगा उस असेंबली को. After February, provisional government they made a provisional government, and in the provisional government, army officials, landowners, and industrialists were included in it. So the government is not changed because the main army officers, landowners, and industrialists were included in it. So Soviets were set up everywhere. in this reference, Soviets means councils. The many councils were set up in everywhere in Soviet Rus. And April 1917, Vladimir Lenin returned. He is the most popular revolutionist. April thesis is called there. And in the April thesis there were two important things included in it. फर्स्ट, लैंड बी ट्रांसफर टू द पीजेंट्स, यानी जमीनों को किसानों के नाम कर दिया जाए. बैंक बी नेशनलाइज, और बैंकों का राष्ट्रीयकरण कर दिया जाए. इसे ही इट इज नॉन द अप्रैल थीसिस इन दैट एरा. एंड नेक्स्ट, बोल्शेविक पार्टी रीनेम्ड. बोल्शेविक पार्टी का नाम चेंज किया गया इटसेल्फ द कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी एट दैट टाइम. उसी समय बोल्शेविक पार्टी का नाम चेंज किया, क्योंकि बोल्शेविक पार्टी ही इसमें मेन क्रांतिकारी पार्टी मानी गई है, और उसका नाम चेंज करके द कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी रखा गया उसी समय. इन समर गर्मियों में फैक्ट्री कमिटीज, ट्रेड यूनियंस, सोल्जर कमिटीज एंड 500 सोवियट्स, ऑल फैक्ट्रीज, कम्युनिटीज, ट्रेड यूनियन, सोल्जर्स कम्युनिटीज, 500 सोवियट्स sent their representative to an all Russian Congress of Soviets. And the revolution of October 1917, on 16 October 1917, Lenin, it is very important, Lenin persuaded the Petrograd Soviet. लेनिन ने पेट्रोग्राड सोवियत को मना लिया. एंड बोल्शेविक पार्टी, और बोल्शेविक पार्टी को भी ए सोशल सीजर ऑफ पावर अंडर लेनिन ट्रॉट्स्की. लेनिन ट्रॉट्स्की के अंडर में ये सामाजिक उसको पावर प्रदान कर देंगे, यानी कि जार अपनी सत्ता को छोड़ देगा. एंड ऑन 24 अक्टूबर मिलिट्री रेवोल्यूशनरीज कमिटी ऑर्डर टू सीज गवर्नमेंट. मिलिट्री रेवोल्यूशनरी ने ऑर्डर दिया गवर्नमेंट को सीज